Believe it or not, there are people that argue against going to the gym. They say it's unhealthy, that it raises your cortisol. There are even people out there that say they don't go to the gym because it hurts.
I don't like working out because it hurts.
You don't like working out
because it hurts.
And it's slavish, right? Why subject yourself to doing something that you don't want to do?
All that I see are feminine, estrogenic slaves.
This trend is spread across social media because people like Gotis say,
we also see men who work out and look strong as healthy, even though all of them will die prematurely.
Not only would I argue against this, but I would argue, does it even matter? By looking better, your quality of life will improve significantly. Being confident in your own skin, obviously that comes with many benefits, but also by looking good, people will want to be around you more. The halo effect is something that is scientifically proven, which shows that people have a cognitive bias towards people they find attractive. They'll automatically register them as funnier, maybe more kind, more trustworthy, even without knowing them. By looking better, it's proven that it's easier to get a job, it's easier to get promoted, even with the same skill set as someone else who isn't as good looking. So it's really indisputable. The improvement of your life, besides the health argument, should be a no-brainer. Personally, I'd rather, and I'd argue this isn't true, but I'd rather take off 5 years from my life expectancy to have a better quality of life. It is true that the gym raises your cortisol, but it's only an acute spike. After about an hour, your cortisol and adrenaline will return back to baseline. So this isn't chronic, this isn't something that's lasting for years or for months on end. Unlike chronic loneliness, which is a chronic spike of cortisol. If you were perhaps not confident in your body, didn't want to go out and socialize, or even if you were confident and you were going out and socializing, people would be more naturally inclined to go around Chad, this guy who has a good physique, right? And because of this, the chances of you being lonely are far higher than someone who perhaps works on their physique and their looks in general. Studies show that chronic loneliness is actually a higher cause of mortality than smoking cigarettes on a daily basis. There's also another study I just came across recently that shows a strong association up to about 80% between social loneliness and IBD, or irritable bowel disease. For those of you who are into the whole health scene, I'm sure you know how important your gut health is for your overall health, but also and especially for your mental health. You know, the brain-gut axis is very real. These things could all contribute to depression or other severe issues that are not conducive to health. Look at the oxytocin release that you get through social exposure, through touch especially, or through romantic relationships, but this is something that's released with just typical day-to-day social interactions. So oxytocin is known for lowering stress, and I mean there's other benefits along with it. If you're looking at it from a health perspective, social loneliness is going to be pretty detrimental for your health. So that's my sort of unique take on why the gym is healthy in the social aspect and how that can translate to other parts of your health. But not to dwell upon that, because that's not my argument. I think it's a stupid argument that, you know, going to the gym is going to take some years off of your life. So like we previously mentioned, the benefits socially, right? People are going to want to be around you more. People are going to start treating you differently. You're also going to be more confident, right? You know, insecurities really hold people back from achieving things that they would have wanted to do. But there's that mental block telling them, oh, well, I don't want to approach this girl because I don't look good enough, or literally anything. This really translates to everything in your life. There's this quote, right? Would you rather live one day as a lion or 100 years as a sheep? And your answer might be different than mine, but personally, I would choose to live a day as a lion. Just because in that day, you're gonna live a far more eventful and powerful life. And this goes beyond the gym, right? Obviously, going to the gym is going to make you look better and improve your confidence, but this also extends towards this whole looks maxing thing. Improve your facial aesthetics, improve the way, you know, you carry yourself around. The way that people look at you externally does matter, whether you like it or not. And you know, you shouldn't be doing this though for validation from others. You should be doing this for yourself. This is going to improve your quality of life. Like, you should be doing this because, like I said before, you know, people are going to respect you more. You're going to have more success in your career. You're going to have more success in personal relationships. If you think about a lion, he's strong, he's fierce. If you're not going to the gym, if you're weak, if you're pudgy, you know, maybe you're too skinny, you're living life as a weak sheep, basically. There's going to be things that are going to occur to you on a day-to-day basis that you may not be capable of because you are limited by your body's weakness. There's these guys like Brian Johnson who are just trying to live as long as possible. And in my eyes, it's really foolish, because what should longevity be? Longevity should be for the sake of being as youthful and as vital as possible for as long as possible, not just for the sake of living as long as possible. And a lot of these health guys, you know, the argument is just, how can I live the longest? And there's that quote in the Troy movie where he says,
"The gods envy us. They envy us because we're mortal, because any moment might be our last. Everything's more beautiful because we're doomed."
But if he actually succeeds in living forever, that might actually make his life less noble. In Tolkien's works, there's this kind of question of eternal life too. The men, the Numenorians, are envious of the elves because the elves live forever. They're immortal. But the elves actually consider man's death a gift, because that means, like you were saying, that they have a life and then there's an end point, and it makes their life more fulfilling.
if you spend all this energy worrying about how to live the longest, you're not going to value the aspects of life itself. If you were to live in a way that perfectly suited health and longevity for living as long as possible, you'd basically have to go and be a recluse in the middle of nowhere. You know, there's EMFs surrounding us, there's microplastics. These things are unavoidable in society. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't want to live as long as possible, but you should focus on how you can make the quality of your life the best. That's all for this video. Go like the video and subscribe if you aren't already. Please comment any criticism or anything you'd like to say. It'll help push the algorithm. If you enjoyed this video, that would help a ton. And stay tuned for the next one. I'm gonna try to get one video a week, so.
I don't like working out because it hurts.
You don't like working out
Because it hurts. Yeah.
Oh, little boo boo. Oh, you need somebody to help you with working out because it hurts.